Hi everybody, and welcome to Intro to Accounting 2. I'm Professor Quinn, and this part 1 video I should say, is going to serve as an orientation to how we're going to be using Blackboard throughout the semester. The part 2 is going to show you how we're going to be using Cengage now throughout the semester. When you first log into Blackboard, it's actually going to bring you to the announcements page. And every week I'm going to be posting there what is due for that upcoming week. So some reminders, some announcements. This also gets emailed directly to your NECC email address. So please make sure that you are checking that email address on a frequent basis throughout the semester. The first announcement will tell you to come over to the Read Me First section here in Blackboard. And this Read Me First section is just going to give you an overview about the different sections in Blackboard. It also contains the syllabus and some other important information. So we're going to be using Blackboard mainly as an administrative site for throughout the semester. There's also some great resources that are available to you on here as well. When you're emailing me, please make sure to use the email address that I've provided to you in the syllabus. I disabled the feature in Blackboard to email me through there, mainly because it doesn't get to me as quickly, and I like to get back to my students as soon as possible. So please make sure you're using the email address provided to you in that syllabus. All of your grades for the semester will be located under the My Grades tab. You'll also notice in the My Grades tab that there is a weighted average column, and that is a running average throughout the semester. So every time I post a grade in there, it will update that average for you. So at any given time, you'll have a rough idea of what your average is in the course. There's also some important resources that are in here. The first one is called Professor Quinn Example Videos. In that link, you will find a variety of videos that I have done where I walk you through how to properly solve certain exercises and problems in your textbook. This can be very helpful if you're getting stuck on a homework assignment. So always go here and see if there's a video that I am covering a topic that you might be having some difficulty with. Also, under the Additional Resources tab, you're going to find a few refresher documents. So if it's been a while since you've taken Accounting 101 or the summer has just kind of erased your memory of debits and credits, there's some quick little refreshers telling you what accounts increase with debits and credits, where they can be found on the financial statements, things like that. Under the discussion link, you're going to find 2 discussion posts that are going to be available to you all semester. The first is called Have a Question. So if you're ever sitting at home one night trying to do your homework and you've looked through your textbook, you watched my example videos, you've watched the videos that are available to you in Cengage now, and you're still confused, and it's late at night, so you know I won't be responding to emails right away, you can post your question there, and maybe one of your classmates can actually answer that question for you. And if you're somebody that's working on your homework late at night and you seem to be really having a great grasp of the material, check in on that Have a Question discussion post. Maybe you can help out a fellow classmate. Even if you post your question there, also make sure to email me your question as well, just in case one of your classmates was unable to answer your question for you. I want to make sure that your question does get answered. The second one is called A Piece of Advice, and this is where throughout the semester you can post your best piece of advice with your classmates regarding the class so far. So maybe you're using a certain study tool that you found to be extremely helpful with preparing for an exam. You've watched the videos and you found that to be really helpful in you understanding the material better. Whatever the case may be, share that with your classmates, and also check in on that discussion post every now and then so you can see what your classmates are doing that's helping them be successful throughout the semester. You have 7 important tasks that you have to complete in order to get started in the course. So number 1, of course, is to watch these 2 orientation videos. There is a lot of very important information in both, so please make sure you do watch both. You're then going to read the syllabus that is below. You're going to sign and date the syllabus agreement form, and you're going to submit it to me. This is a graded homework assignment, so please make sure you complete that. You're then going to want to read and print out the calendar and the homework and test schedule, as it has all of the due dates and times for every single assignment, quiz, and test this semester. You then will introduce yourself to the class using the discussion board post link below. This is also a graded homework assignment. And then you will complete the Syllabus Scavenger Hunt quiz, which again is also a graded homework assignment. It's a very quick quiz, just to make sure you haven't missed any important syllabus information. And then finally, you're going to click on the Cengage Now link that's on the left-hand side of Blackboard and get yourself registered into the course and complete the first 2 assignments in Cengage Now. So here you will find the syllabus. The syllabus contains all important both course and college-wide policies. It also has the grading for the semester for every quiz, test, and homework assignment, so please make sure you read through that carefully. I've also provided for you a calendar and a very detailed homework quiz and test schedule. Please make sure to print all of those out so that you can keep those in front of you so that you know when assignments are coming due so you can make sure you stay on track. I do not accept any late homework assignments, quizzes, or exams. However, I understand that things can get busy, especially when there's an online class. It's easy to forget a homework assignment. So I allow for each student to receive an extension on 2 homework assignments during the semester. It does not apply to quizzes or exams. In order to receive the extension, you have to email me requesting the extension before the due date and time has passed. And when you do that, you'll automatically receive a 24-hour extension. Every homework assignment in Cengage Now is a prerequisite in order to access the next homework assignment. So you have to receive a 72.5% or better on each homework assignment in order to move on to the next homework assignment. This is a great way for you to really practice the material to make sure you have that solid understanding before you move on to the next homework assignment. If you click on the calendar that you have here, you will notice that you have all of the due dates and times included in here. You'll notice that there are weeks that you have nothing due. I understand that many people that take online classes are doing several other things, such as working either full-time or part-time, taking care of families, taking other classes. So therefore, I give you approximately 2 weeks per chapter, some are shorter, to complete all the assignments that are due for a given chapter. So, for example, you'll notice you have nothing due from the 19th to the 25th of September, and then you have all the Chapter 10 assignments due on October 1st. So I am leaving it in your hands to decide when it works best for you and your schedule to complete those assignments. I cannot stress enough the importance of working on those assignments during the weeks you have nothing due. You will have several assignments in each chapter, so do not wait to the last day to try to complete all of those assignments. You're going to want to do those throughout the week if you can. Again, it does require a lot of time management on your side, but I know, like I said, people are taking other courses, especially online courses, and are working, so this gives you some flexibility and freedom to complete the assignments when it makes sense for you. Also, you have a detailed homework, quiz, and test schedule. So when you're looking at this, I've provided you some important information at top, again, reminding you that you have to have a 72.5 or better on each assignment in order to move on to the next one. Also, you don't want to hit the submit button in Cengage Now until you've answered all of the questions. You can save your work and come back to it at a later time, but you only want to submit your assignment once you've fully completed all of the questions. If you need to or choose to take the assignment for a second or third time, be sure you go into the Grades tab in Cengage Now and click on your grade for that previous attempt so you can view the correct answers, you can get some feedback on how to arrive at the correct answers, because homework should really be a learning process, and one of the best ways that we can learn is through our mistakes. If you've missed an assignment, meaning you did not submit it on time and you did not request an extension, you will still have to complete that missed assignment before the next assignment will become available, and you will not receive any credit for that assignment that you've missed. Once you start a quiz or test, you do have to complete the quiz or test, and the quizzes and tests are timed. I do give you plenty of time to complete any quiz or exam, so take your time, read the questions carefully, don't feel like you have to be rushed. I purposefully build in a lot of extra time for all the quizzes and tests. Once you submit your quiz or exam, you're going to be able to see your score and the correct answers will be available the day after the due date starting at 7 p.m. And again, you simply just go to the Grades tab in Cengage Now and click on your grade for the quiz or exam. It will open it up. It will show you what you submitted for answers, which ones you got correct and incorrect, and what the correct answers are. For the quizzes only, you have 2 tries, meaning that you get to take that quiz twice, and the highest score will be used. So after you take that first take, you'll be able to see your score and which questions you got correct and incorrect. Definitely take this opportunity to go through your notes, the homework, the textbook, to figure out what that correct answer should have been on those questions that you got wrong. And then sit down and take the assignment for the second time. You are not going to have the same exact questions, but they're going to be similar. And now you'll actually be better prepared to answer those questions that you previously got incorrect. So here I've given you a very detailed schedule. It tells you the date that the assignment becomes available, and all assignments become available at 12 a.m. and the due date. All assignments are due by 11:55 p.m. It also tells you the number of attempts that you have and the grade that you would need in order to move on. So the first 2 assignments that you're going to complete are the Intro to Cengage Now, which is going to walk you through Cengage Now, and Success Strategies. Neither one of those require that 72.5% or better. You then see that you have 4 assignments for Chapter 9, and you'll see that some are called lecture assignments and some are called homework assignments. Lecture assignments are short videos that are broken down by learning objective in Cengage Now. I've heard so many times from students taking online classes that one of the things that they really miss in an online class is having a little bit of that lecture, a little bit of that instruction. These lecture assignments are giving you that little bit of lecture before you go into your homework. So watch the videos carefully, take some notes, and then go in and do your homework assignment. Again, you'll notice that all of your homework assignments are available at the start of the semester. So you do have the ability to get ahead in this course. So if you know that you have a busy week coming up, work-wise, family-wise, whatever the case may be, you can get ahead. So take advantage of that. All of the lecture assignments you're allowed to take 2 times. All of the homework assignments you're allowed to take 3 times. You'll notice here, for example, in Chapter 10, you have 3 different lecture assignments and 3 different homework assignments. When you see something like that, it's because I've chopped up the chapter into different pieces. Chapter 10, for example, has a lot of information in there. So I've broken it down by grouping learning objectives together. So for example, for the Chapter 10 lecture assignment, Part 1, you'll watch a few videos on the first few learning objectives, and that homework assignment, Part 1, you're only going to be practicing material that covers those learning objectives. So it's broken down the chapter into smaller chunks to make it a little bit more manageable for you. You'll notice that quizzes and tests open on certain dates and close on certain dates, so please make sure you're paying attention to those as well. Once you've read through all of that, you're going to want to click right here on this Word document, which is a syllabus agreement form, and you are going to type in your name and the date, save it to your computer, and upload it by clicking on this blue syllabus agreement form link. All the directions to do that are right here below. You'll then want to take the Scavenger Hunt quiz, and then you'll introduce yourself to your classmates by filling in the blank I am with 10 different descriptors about yourself. Please also respond to at least 2 of your other classmates' introductions. And again, this is a graded homework assignment. Once you've done all of that, you will come over here and click on the Cengage Now link. This will walk you through how to register into our course. Please note that Cengage Now does not work well with Internet Explorer, the older versions, so I always recommend using Chrome or Firefox. It also does not work with the Chromebook laptop, so if you have that, you'll have to do your assignments using another computer, or you can do it in our labs. You'll want to save the login of login.cengage.com. You don't have to go into Blackboard and click on this link every time you want to log into Cengage. It's a simple, separate website, so make sure you save that. So you will simply click on this link, and if you already have a Cengage Now account from Accounting 101 or from another course, you'll use your existing username and password to get registered. If you took Accounting 101 last semester, you do not need anything else. You do not need to buy another textbook or another access code. That will be covered for this semester as well. If they ask you to put in a course key, please just copy and paste where it starts with E. You do have to include that dash in between, and that will get you registered. If you don't have the textbook and you didn't take Accounting 101 at Northern Essex, you do have the option by clicking on that link to actually purchase an access code to Cengage Now. It does come with the full ebook, so if you don't want to have to buy a separate hardcover textbook, you don't have to. If you're unsure if you're going to like an ebook, or you're waiting for your next paycheck or your book voucher to come through, you can still get registered and you can still complete all of the coursework free for 21 days. There's a free 21-day trial that you can get registered into. And again, it gives you access to absolutely everything. Back over here, again, this is where you'll find my Professor Quinn example videos. You'll see that there are several that I have in here. I tell you what I'm covering, and I tell you what exercise in your textbook it either is exactly like or similar to. So even if I'm not covering the exercise that you are doing in Cengage Now, I might be covering the topic. So click on here, look for the topic, watch the video, and see if you can be helped through the videos that I have here. And again, under additional resources, you will find this accounts refresher and just some overall basics.